tuned in to Mind Health Matters with Monique Elliott in association with the Honey Lifestyle Network, bringing you informative information for daily living.
Welcome to Mind Health Matters. I am your host, Monique Elliott, and today we are so happy to have Miss Chelsea with us, and she is a business owner, esthetician. She works in her own practice,
Yes.
and I can attest to her good work. That's what I'm going to tell you. She's into skincare. She does other services as well. And welcome, Miss Lady, to our show. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. The first thing I want to talk about with us before we get started is myth number one. And that is, you should always put other people before yourself.
Yes,
That is not true.
That is not true.
That is not true. And we're going to dive into that with Chelsea today as well. Myth number two, it doesn't matter how you represent on the outside as long as your insides are well. That's a myth because it radiates both ways. How you're doing on the inside often reflects on how you take care of yourself on the outside.
Yes.
So at this time, we're just going to talk with Chelsea today. Chelsea, tell me how you decided to get started in taking care of individual skincare.
Well, I've kind of always been into, I used to be really into makeup, and I kind of always dabble in the beauty industry and things like that. So I just decided to take a little bit more serious. And once I got into school and started realizing how much you could do and different lanes you can go into, I just decided to kind of pick a lane or try to figure out a lane I wanted to get into and get deeper into it. And I started getting more into skincare and waxing, and I just seen how much of improvement with confidence with just a wax could do for people. So I decided to stick to that lane for sure.
The confidence.
Yes.
Sometimes you would see or tell me people come in a certain way.
Yeah,
and when
nervous.
Okay.
Hesitant. As a woman, we're very self-conscious about our body and just, we don't know if everybody else has the same problems or, that we are dealing with. So everybody is always self-conscious about that. But I feel like once you go through it, and I feel like I have a good way of making everybody feel comfortable, but usually everybody feels, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But I think every time somebody ends up coming in and getting a service from me, I feel like just on the outside, they can see it and it makes them feel better and more confident within themselves.
I love it. That self-care, when I was talking to Chelsea a little earlier, she said quickly, putting yourself first.
Yes.
And Chelsea, you have children.
Yes.
How do you manage to take care of yourself and your business with your children?
It's a lot. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's important, just like prioritizing anything else in your life that you have to do is something that you just have to do. You just got to make time, get up earlier, put that extra hour in to have time to get yourself ready or, just taking that few days off a month to schedule yourself a few appointments just to make yourself feel better.
You're going to make me hit you with something right now.
Because it's those little things that slowly turn into something that you become used to, and then it's just a part of who you are. So I feel like it's super important just to make some time for yourself and to put yourself first in that way for sure.
So what I hear you telling me right now and the audience is that you need to put yourself on the schedule.
Yes, definitely.
So many times we put other people on our schedule. As a matter of fact, we do it unconsciously at times, meaning somebody could have an appointment. They didn't even bother to call you. And I'm not just talking about your business appointment. I'm talking about family.
Yeah.
They'll call you saying it's an emergency, and it's not an emergency. Right. And then they miss their appointments.
Right.
I've experienced that as a business owner.
Yes, that does.
They will put someone else over their need.
Mm-hmm. And it happens so easily. So easily.
It does, because we feel that, we need to sacrifice for others.
Yes.
But when you keep sacrificing over and over for others first, I'm not saying we don't help each other. I'm saying when you do that, then you become empty, depleted, and you don't show up. I call it, how do you show up?
Right.
When you're entering into a room, how are you showing up?
Right.
Okay, so take us, baby. Talk to us a little about what you do for the skin.
Well, my main focus, I've pretty much done everything in the beauty industry so far, but now my main focus is just waxing, and I do services like vajacials, which mainly focus on just the skin, like razor damage and things like that. That we have all experienced if you shave before. So those are my main focus now, just to expand in the waxing and the hair field, maybe a little laser in the future. But I mainly focus on clients who are used to shaving for years. They come to me and they're looking for something that helps their hair thin out or not be so itchy or whatever it may be. So that's my main focus, just making sure we're following the lane. There's no perfect way or right way to do it, but we try to just find a way that's best for them. So that's my main focus. Waxing is my lane. Vajacials, like I said, that's just more skincare based for razor damage and things like that. Hyperpigmentation, skin darkening over time and things like that also. So those are my two main things that I do.
And so what is the age group usually that you start working with individuals? What is that age group?
It's actually, I feel like waxing has gotten super trendy over the last maybe like 2 or 3 years. So now it's gone from, I used to get like college students, but now I'm getting even like seniors in high school. I had some moms bringing their daughters in. So at like 16 is the age where I start taking clients as long as your parent is okay with it. So it's definitely expanding. It's more of becoming an okay thing and a self-care thing and not like a frowned upon thing or something that you're ashamed about. So it's becoming more of like not a luxury, but a self-care lifestyle change.
Come on now.
Yes.
And don't we deserve luxury?
Yes, we do, for sure.
Yes. And I've spoken many times about you are worthy of it. Yes. You are worthy of what you see or you're thinking celebrities get or with just, no, you are a celebrity. You are important as you make yourself.
Right.
Right? And I think that moving forward, this is special that we take care of all parts of our bodies. That's vital. Yes, so what do you do or recommend health-wise on the internal parts of the body? Internally,
for me, the best thing that keeps me grounded and able to balance my life, I definitely, I would say, meditating, praying for me is like number one, just keeps me going every single day. Keeping yourself healthy as possible, working out and just staying mindful of what your purpose is and having a connection with God for
Come on now.
Keeps me going. So I think without that, you'll kind of be unbalanced. So for me, that keeps my world in a good harmony, in a good balance. So I think just making that time to, be grateful and meditate, pray. I think those are like good foundation steps to just finding your way, finding your purpose.
Absolutely. How did you find your purpose?
I think I'm still finding my purpose. I think I'm still on my journey. And I feel like I just kind of fell into everything that I'm going into now. Just one step in front of the other. So I think I'm still going, but I know that just by me asking God to show me my purpose and just trusting the steps that He's laying out in front of me is helping me fulfill that for sure. Well, I love that because part of that purpose, honey, and this is something we all have to understand, is different levels of our lives bring us to other steps of the total purpose. Yes. And I found that when my children were younger, there were certain things I had less freedom to do. Yes. In the sense of even business or growth, right? And I'm not saying that to everyone. Right. But I found that was so. And then as they became adults, I was more free to explore, to expand, and God was able to allow me to have other branches of things, right, that we can get involved with. If someone is looking for vaginal care or to be able to have waxing or skincare, how do they start that process? It's a super easy, simple process. If you're looking for somebody in your area, the first thing I would do is kind of look around, look through your local, maybe website or Instagram, social media style seed, or any kind of booking websites to show you local business. Definitely look at the reviews.
Okay.
Definitely maybe check out somebody if they've been to that person. But that's just the first step, kind of getting a good background on who you're going to, because that's going to be the most important thing. It's a kind of already a not easy service to kind of go into. So you just want to make sure you're preparing yourself as best as possible just by making sure that you're doing your research on who you're going to.
Yes, and cleanliness.
Yes, cleanliness for sure.
When I walk into a space,
Yes.
I need it clean. That's important, period. And I appreciate that about your space.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I try to keep it clean.
I need that space clean. I need us to know that this is a temple.
Yeah.
Our bodies are precious. They are important, and they are a temple. And I think that's very exciting to realize that whoever we go to get assistance for keeping this temple is also connected. Just like you said, important. And grounded,
yes,
right?
Very important.
So talk to me about how you expanded this with your social media. I think that's important because you're a millennial and we need to know of all these ages, what to do,
it's
what that means. Help me. You know, what that means, sweetheart, what that looks like, and what you bring the people on your social platform.
Yeah, social media is growing. It's not going to stop. It's continuously always growing. So you have to keep up with it whether you want to or not. Yeah. So I made a separate social media for my business page. And even when I was in beauty school, I just posted because people want to see what you're doing. No matter what you're doing, they want to see what you're doing. So I just try to keep my my brand really in the front face of my page. Try to post Instagram reels, keep people engaged. But I try to post as much as possible, at least 3 to 4 times a week. You got to keep people engaged. People want to know what you're doing. They want to see your business growing. They like to see before and after pictures. They like to see the progress of even your business. So I just try to make sure I'm present. People know that I'm friendly. They know that they can message me about anything. So that's my main focus, just making sure that people know that they can get in touch with me. And I'm not just a person behind this business. I'm actually here. I want to talk to you guys. I want you to know this is a client, client to professional type relationship. So that's my main focus, just making sure people know that I'm right there and I'm here with you. We're doing this together.
Yes. So tell me, honey, how do you maintain that confidentiality? Because you have a specialty,
right?
And people come in and some are just open what they're getting, and there's no shame in it because people are making choices of what they want to do, right?
Right.
How do you maintain that confidentiality for them?
I just try to make them feel as comfortable as possible. Try to just reassure them that I know what I'm doing. They like to just know that you know what you're doing.
Yes.
And just take my time and walk it through. There's no rush or anything like that. And then, if they're nervous, just be the person that they need you to be in that moment, But I just like to make sure my clients are comfortable knowing that they can ask me anything. I want them to know that I relate to them.
Okay.
I was just there not too long ago with me, beginning to wax and things like that. So I just try to be very personal and know that they're not coming in for a service. This is a whole experience where, this is not just in and out. I really want to build that rapport with my clients.
So what I hear you saying too, talk to me, honey, how do you pour into your client? Because when they come, how do you pour in?
Well, I give them a lot of knowledge about what's going on. I give them a lot of knowledge about their skincare. It almost turns into a therapy session sometimes.
That's what I wanted to get to. Yes,
a lot of times it turns into a therapy session because I have a lot of from all ages, different clients. So I feel like a lot of times it just becomes more of they need to get stuff off their mind. They're releasing things. So I just try to be an ear for them. It's not always an advice thing. It's more just being an ear. They maybe have a long day. It's really a service where it's really about the experience and just being able to talk and be comfortable with the person that is giving you the service. So I know just by being an ear for them on most
Yes.
days when they're having a long day is a great thing for them for sure.
Absolutely. I wanted to also know, honey, if somebody wanted to get into this practice,
Right.
this business, what would they do?
The first thing I would just wouldn't worry too much about what lane you're going into or trying to figure out what you're going to do because you're not going to know until you get in there and try a lot of different things out. So just finding a school and deciding that you want to go, make that step. Call your local school, your beauty school, find out what's the best budget for you, find out what programs they offer, maybe see some graduates and see what they're doing and see how it did for them. Maybe talk to some old students that went there.
Yeah.
Go take a visit at a school and just kind of walk around and see how it is and see how the students are. Talk to some students. And I just think that's a good first step. Getting into esthetician school or being in the aesthetics field, you have to go to school. So there's no way around that. But just getting the knowledge on it to figure out where you want to go. And then from there, just building your knowledge while you're in school, building your clientele base for sure. Like I said, I made my Instagram while I was in beauty school just to start building it up.
That was smart.
Yeah, and it helped me a lot because people like to see your progress, and it's consistency is key with everything. So I feel like the earlier you just start and get the hard part out the way, it's the easier your transition will be for sure.
So did you have children during some of this process?
Yes, I did. I started school in 2018. And I, at the time, had 3 kids.
Come on now.
3 small children. So it was definitely not the easiest thing, for sure.
Okay, but you did it.
But we got through it.
Yes, you did. And you said we.
Yes.
Yes, because you have a partnership,
right.
don't you?
Yes.
It's a team, right? And I think that's vital. When I'm listening to this, I want to know, what do you think hinders some people from coming to get waxing, to get a service, to take care of their bodies as they want to?
I think a lot of times when I get messages from girls that want to come, they're scared. Or they might have heard a bad story, or their mother wasn't waxing, or somebody told them there's no reason for them to have to do that. There are people around them not doing it. They might not feel like it's a luxury, so they maybe, I'll do it when it's my birthday next year, or I'll put it off then. But a lot of times it's just something small holding them back. But usually once they get in there for that first place, they're like, oh, I can do this every month. This is something I don't know why I wasn't doing this like a whole year ago. So it's just usually small fears. People telling them not to come, or they're just not used to people around them doing it.
I like that because of the sense of many times we listen to other people's fears.
Yes.
Many times we listen to other people's fears.
Yes.
And I'm not saying everything is for you personally.
Right.
Or me personally. But don't let other people's opinions keep you from moving forward to doing things that you may have never experienced before, to doing exciting new techniques, and healthy too.
Yes.
There are health benefits to many of the things that we're talking about.
Yes.
And I think that is important to step out and try new experiences. It's good.
Yes,
it's good for us. Yes. What are your future plans, honey? What are some things that you're working on?
Well, right now, I'm really focused just on keeping my business flowing the way it's going. It's been going great. I want to offer in the future some laser services, possibly some skin lightening services. I kind of want to stay a small business. I love being a small business. I like people to come to me, directly to me. So for now, I know I'm going to be a small business, but I definitely want to expand my services and my lanes of what I'm offering for sure.
Okay, so you're boutique style.
Yes.
I love that. Yes. I like that. And it also makes it more personal.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that is perfect. That is perfect. I want to just encourage you to keep growing.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, and to give knowledge. There are times we just don't have knowledge on these things and how we want to make them happen and how we want to move forward, right? And so the more knowledge we have, the more research we can do for it, the better I believe, some of our experiences even, right?
Yes, so true.
Yes, yes. You're doing the waxing, you're going into laser maybe pretty
Yes.
soon. And do you only take women?
Right now, yes, I only take women. I thought about in the future when I expand maybe into a bigger place to take on male clients also, because there's a huge lane for that. It's
Yes.
expanding. So I definitely in the future want to do that also.
Okay, all right. So listen, we have some solutions. So number one solution is do research. Research who you would like to go to.
Yes.
Research who you would like to see. And I want to say something about the body care and mind health, and that's what we're going to focus on for this next few moments. When you are feeling low, one of the things that usually goes first is the neglect of yourself, the neglect of your body, of your temple. That's even with food, that's even with self-care, that comes in many forms. And I find that the more you begin to even save small pennies, if you may just only have a certain amount, you can save that to treat yourself.
Yes.
There are times you need to treat yourself. Friends out there or family, you may be in a good space and you might have a loved one that's having a hard time. Treat your sister.
Yeah.
Treat her. You say, sweetie, would you like to be able to do this? And treat them. There are times we just don't have it in us. We don't have it. But it's something about somebody saying, you want to do something special? You want to do something unique or different?
It can make your day.
It can make your day, exactly. And then I want to say this, pass it on. Once you're on your feet or you're feeling good about yourself or your body, when the time comes and someone else is needing that, pass on the kindness. Pass on that gift. I think that is so beautiful and is so special. Chelsea, do you ever go out and speak to young ladies? Do you ever talk to young ladies?
I haven't gotten the chance to really get out there and speak to a group of young ladies, but I feel like I speak to them every day when I'm at work.
Okay.
But that is definitely something I want to do in the future for sure. But just being around women every day on a daily basis, I take probably from 10 to up clients.
Oh, a day?
On a daily basis.
This is wonderful.
Right. So I'm constantly talking to different people, getting different perspectives, and just trying to make people feel better about whatever they're going through, and just trying to encourage our young girls to love themselves and put themselves first in the best way possible that they can, for sure.
Yes. Do you find that when your clients are coming to you, do you ever hear issue of body image?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Talk to me a little about that.
Yes, I feel like it's getting better, but we still are women and we're like our worst critics. Social media isn't going anywhere, so we're always going to be comparing ourselves on social media. I know a lot of our young women are seeing a lot of surgeries and things like that, so I feel like right now that's a huge thing that women are battling with, feeling like their bodies aren't enough. So I definitely try to pour into the women to know that this is what God gave us, and whatever we have is beautiful, and there's other ways that you can work on yourself outside of having surgery or, anything like that. So just trying to let them know that there's other ways that they can go about making themselves happy besides going that way.
Right. And I believe that part of augmentation, and I'm going to say that many times wanting to do even be above and beyond on your body that God has given you with, has to do with not feeling good inside.
Yeah.
And so your esteem is low.
Right.
You're not feeling special. Sometimes you don't feel you're enough.
Right.
Or no one wants to be invisible. They said some of the worst pain is for us to feel invisible.
True.
Like no one notices you.
Right.
And that comes from inner first.
Yes.
And as we begin to know that we are valued, not because of what is on us or what only we do, but because of whose we are, right?
Right.
Because we belong to God, because we are important, That's what matters first.
Yes.
And then after that, we begin to improve. What do I mean by that? Take the small steps first. Take care of the water you drink.
Right.
Do water. Drink water. I'm working on this part. Let's walk more. Sometimes it feels that after, we've been in so long, right?
Right.
Getting back out and getting active again has been difficult at times. But let's keep moving forward, even with walking. And then let's make those routines, like you just said, of putting in place an appointment. Did you hear me? Put your name on the calendar, okay?
Right.
Have an appointment with myself.
Right, exactly.
And then under that, go and do something special. Go get a waxing. Go get some skincare. Go get your hair done. Do some things that are valuable for you.
Right.
And after that, what's going to start happening is it will become more easy. It will. It'll become easier to do self-care.
Yes,
it will become easier to take extra steps, right? To do something important for you. I know it says you may be thinking this is financial, this is expensive, this is this and this. Just take time. Stop going only to eat out. Stop doing things that, because let me tell you, a couple of trips to some of these fast food, if you just save that for a week, you'll be able to do something extra special for yourself. Chelsea, thank you, honey, for joining me.
So much.
I thank you for what you do. You do it with care. You do it with kindness. I thank you for the promotion of young women and older women, all of us, of all ages, okay? We're not leaving anybody out. Of all ages, being able to come in and take care of our physical being, all right?
I love it.
While we're taking care of our mind.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Listen, remember, mind health matters.